Connection before correction. If that's not working for you, what will? Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Rebecca Freeling, owner of Wits End Parenting. In my last video, I told you that although connection before correction is a really popular parenting strategy nowadays, and although we absolutely need to connect with our kids, parents and parenting experts have made a big mistake. They have taken what we know about connection, that a lack of connection sometimes plays a part in bad behavior, and based on this, they've come to the conclusion that 1, kids misbehave because they don't feel connected, and 2, if you do connect, kids won't act out. But this isn't always true, is it? In fact, if you have a strong-willed, oppositional, or defiant kid, most of the time connection by itself does nothing to get them to listen. And if connection doesn't work with strong-willed kids, what does? That's what I'm going to talk about now. Want to teach your strong-willed, oppositional, or defiant child to listen and cooperate? Here are the strategies that work. 1. Yes, you do need to be positive. 2. You need to know what to do and what not to do when your child gets angry or has a meltdown. 3. You need an accountability system. You need a system for holding your child accountable to listen to you. And 4. You need to meet your child's need for control and autonomy. And whether you're raising a strong-willed child or an easy child who wants nothing more than to please you, it all starts with you being positive. I'm going to talk about that in this video. I'll also be talking about the other strategies in my next videos. Subscribe to my channel now so you won't miss them. Here's how to teach your strong-willed, oppositional, or defiant child to listen and cooperate. The first thing you need to do is be sure you're communicating and interacting with your child in a positive way. Now, just like with connection, you being positive is not all there is to getting a strong-willed child to listen. But if you're negative and punitive, this escalates the problem behavior. Strong-willed kids don't listen because they want control. But if you respond to their need for control with yelling, threats, and sarcasm, that adds fuel to the fire and it drives them deeper into their defiance. So you do need to speak to kids using positive communication and a positive tone of voice. Here are 4 positive communication techniques I teach the parents in my coaching practice. Cheetah is going to help me demonstrate. First, you give clear face-to-face directives. It's very important to be clear and direct when you ask your child to do something. When you want your child to do something, ask them face-to-face. Don't call out from another room or while you're on your phone multitasking, and be sure your directives are clear. Here's an example. Cheetah is reading a book. I'm going to walk up to him and get into his visual field to get his attention. If he doesn't make eye contact, that's perfectly fine. But then I'll make my request. Cheetah, it's 7:30. Please get ready for bed. I tell the parents I work with to give clear face-to-face directives, because if you're not clear, it's just not fair. If you're yelling from another room, who knows? Maybe they didn't even hear you. And because strong-willed kids aren't natural people pleasers, they really do need you to be direct. Don't just tell them what you want. Cheetah, I'd really like it if you got ready for bed. Don't just express frustration. Cheetah, you know it's time for bed. And don't use the phrase, time to get ready for bed. You need to ask directly. Cheetah, please get ready for bed. Now, the second positive communication habit I want to share with you is this. Use a positive or neutral tone. When you ask your child to do something, or if they're crossing the line and you need them to stop doing something, it's really important that you speak to them in a positive or neutral voice without any judgment. If Cheetah has taken his sister's iPad, it's, Cheetah, please give your sister back her iPad. Even if life with Cheetah is a daily battle, even if you've had to correct him 30 times that day, there's no yelling, there's no lecturing, there's no sarcasm. And watch your nonverbals. The eye rolling and exasperated sighs. I know you feel frustrated, but people just get a little more defensive when they feel criticized or judged. And if you yell or you're sarcastic, well, that won't get you anywhere. You don't lose anything when you remove the frustration and judgment from your communication, but you do lose when you add these things in. For best results, keep it positive. Okay, next. Do you ever fight with your kids? Here's the third positive communication habit I want you to have. Take the fight out of it. Don't get caught up in the argument. Cheetah, it's bedtime. Please give me your iPad, and you can have it back in the morning. That's not fair. Why can't I keep it? You can't keep it because I want to be sure you won't use it after lights out. I won't use it. Why don't you trust me? I do trust you, but I just want to take it so you won't be tempted. Can I have it for 5 more minutes? It's only 5 minutes. Does that sound familiar? And yes, I know it can be really challenging when your child responds to your request with an objection, or they may demand that you explain yourself. Why? Or maybe they try to negotiate. But it's important that you don't go there, because if you do, you'll end up in a fight. You'll never answer their argument in a way that satisfies them. They'll always have a counter-argument, and sooner or later, you'll get frustrated, and then you can't be positive anymore. When you ask your child to do something and they argue with you, keep your words to a minimum. Please give me your iPad. It's often best to not say anything. And because your child is arguing instead of listening, this is often a time to use your accountability tools. I'll be talking about accountability in another video. Did you subscribe yet? The last positive communication habit I want to share with you today is this. Say thank you. When your child does what you ask, say thank you. Say thank you if they listened the first time. Say thank you if they listened the third time. Say thank you even if you had to give them a consequence because they wouldn't listen otherwise. Of course, we don't want this to be gushing praise. Oh, thank you, sweetie. You're just the sweetest, most wonderful little cheetah in the world. There never was a better cheetah. Because we want them to see listening as a basic expectation, not a hero's journey. We don't want this to be, you made such a good decision to put your shoes away. But we do want to acknowledge that when they listened, this required some effort on their part. This goes a long way toward helping them feel appreciated and respected. And this is another way to keep your interactions positive. Whether you're raising a strong-willed child or an easy child who wants nothing more than to please you, it all starts with you being positive. The story doesn't end here, of course. If you have a strong-willed, oppositional, or defiant child, being positive does not mean your child will do what you ask, and that's okay. In the beginning of this video, I told you about 4 tools I use to teach strong-willed kids to listen. Being positive is your foundation, but there's more to a house than the foundation. I'll be talking about the other tools you need in my next videos. So if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And do you know anyone who needs to hear this message? Share this video with them, please. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.